Hi, my name is Ryan with ServiceMaster by Zaba, and today we're working in the Lincoln Park neighborhood in an apartment unit that has water damage from a supply line to the refrigerator. We already started the demo in the unit, but as you can see, we put plastic over all of their contents, their cabinets, and a containment barrier around the room to separate the affected and unaffected areas. The supply line for the fridge, which is located on the back, was leaking and caused water damage to spread behind and onto the floors. Drywall back here is damaged and needs to get cut out, as well as the floor down here. You can see it's buckled. You can see staining from the water. We did have to take out a cabinet right here, just so we can get to the wall behind the cabinet and see the affected flooring underneath. Now, the water did travel through the wall into the pantry closet, which we had to empty, so we can cut everything down here. And the floors were affected down here as well. We have about 3 feet of affected flooring from this wall, so this kitchen island is going to have to come out as well, just so we could get to any affected flooring and remove it. It is difficult to see, but if you run your hand across, or even a tool, you could hear where it's buckled, versus somewhere unaffected, it's smooth, and you know that it's unaffected because there's no water to cause any swelling. The reason we have to remove the floors is because there's an underlayment underneath, which traps moisture between the subfloor, which is also wood, and the hardwood floor. If we don't remove these layers, then it's going to be impossible to dry the subfloor, which we are more concerned about. As you can see, the floor is already giving me wet readings, but if we remove the underlayment and check the subfloor, you can see I'm getting a 99.9% wet reading, which means it's completely saturated. If we're not able to dry the subfloor, that leaves risk for secondary damage and mold. Now, we do have to come back tomorrow to finish because the floors do have to come out a little further, and we do have to take out this kitchen island, like I mentioned. But as you can see, we expose the floor and the drywall up to the framing. That way we're able to make sure everything behind the affected material gets dried out properly. You can see here that the subfloor is wet, so after we dry, we will apply sanitizer to it in order to make sure that it is now dried and cleaned and safe for rebuild. Now, I'll update you guys on how the job comes out tomorrow. For now, just so we can stabilize the remainder of the wet material, we set up the equipment just to start the drying, but it'll continue drying once we complete the demo completely. In the meantime, we have some air movers here, a dehumidifier, and 2 air movers on this side. And that's it for day 1. Now, if you have water damage on a second floor of a home, it's always important to check the ceiling and the walls on the floor below. It may not be visible. However, when we put a moisture meter, you can hear the moisture meter beeping, showing that there is moisture trapped in that building material there, which also has to be removed in order to make sure that we clean out and dry the framing properly. So we set up plastic in this room here to separate the contents and unaffected areas of the ceiling and wall from everything else. It's important that we do this because we want to make sure to protect the laptops, monitors, and computers here. There's a couch here, bunch of sports memorabilia and other stuff. As you can see in our infrared camera, we need to be able to cut half of the ceiling in this room. That dark purple shows where the water had traveled, and this was confirmed with the moisture meter. This is what we do in order to make sure that we take care of everything properly, make sure the job is clean, and we're protecting your guys' contents. We just finished the office and set up equipment in here as well. As you can see, we took out the top 4 feet, 6 inches of drywall. We took down the bottom 2 feet on the top of this wall, removed any insulation behind there. We sanitized, and we set up the equipment to dry the framing and the bottom of the subfloor. That way we have airflow from both sides, making sure that we dry everything out completely. Now, we understand people still need to live in their homes while we do demo and after. So we tried setting up as nicely as we can by removing everything off of the damaged floor onto unaffected flooring, giving them a pathway so they still have access to their appliances, cabinets and sink, stove here, more access to cabinets, all while allowing airflow to remain on the subfloor in the affected areas. If you or somebody you know is dealing with water damage from a refrigerator or a kitchen appliance, give us a call at 773-647-1985.